Hello, all, and welcome to Astro Wheel of Fortune. So, today I'm doing a reading on the characteristics of the person that you are going to marry. Now, this is a collab with Arcane and Stellar, Lisa from Arcane and Stellar. I'm really excited to be doing this with her. So on her channel, she's doing a reading on how you're going to meet them and under what circumstances you're going to meet them. So if you want to head over to her channel, I'll have it linked down below to see her video and to see her reading on how you're going to meet the person that you're going to marry. Head over there. And if you are here from Lisa's channel, welcome. Thank you so much for watching the reading. And this is going to be characteristics in terms of their personality. If we pick up on physical traits, because this is a general reading, we may not, but if we do pick up on physical traits, I will also talk about those. But let's get started. So we've got 5 piles here. We've got pile 1, pile 2, pile 3, pile 4, and pile 5. If you want to take a little moment and meditate over the cards, you can pause the reading, but I'm going to move on. I'm going to start with pile number 1. So pile number 1, let's see the characteristics of your person. So this is quite extensive. I tried to pick on different characteristics, different types of characteristics that can come up. So let's get started. We've got pile 1. So let's see the general cards that I pulled, kind of like for just general messages. So we've got Aquarius straight off the bat. We've got Inner Child. We've got Unmask. And we've also got Heart Chakra. So first of all, this person could be an Aquarius, or they could have Aquarius placements. They could have Aquarius as one of their big 3, Sun, Moon, or Rising. Strong Aquarius energy here either way. I do see that they view the world with kind of like a vision of a child. They view the world in a very simple way. That's what I see for the person that you're going to marry. This person, and not that it's worse or better than whatever way the other people view it. I just see that this person has a very childlike sense of wonder, and they tend to wear their heart on their sleeve. That's something that's like the biggest thing. And considering they're an Aquarius, maybe their Aquarius placements are not as strong, or maybe they have like an Aquarius rising rather than Moon, or Aquarius Sun, but maybe like a very emotional Moon, because even though this person will have Aquarian type of qualities, what's different here than what you expect from an Aquarius is definitely that they wear their heart on their sleeve. That's the first thing that I'm seeing here with this person. I see that this person is very emotionally open with people. They're very much somebody who's ready to talk about any issue or any emotional problem that they're going through. That's a big characteristic of theirs. They tend to let people in very easily. They tend to open up their hearts and open up their homes, I'm hearing as well. So they could be very open with their home, with people in their life. So it could be whether it's their friends, whether it's their family, whether it's someone they met a couple of weeks ago. They're very open with people. And I feel like sometimes it can actually get in their way. I'm also getting a lot of 5s here. We've got 23 here. This is crazy. We've got 5, 5, 5. So before you meet this person, you may see 5, 5, 5 a lot, or you could be a life path 5, but I'm more so inclined to think that this person's probably a life path 5. There's somebody who seeks adventure for sure. There's somebody who seeks a bit of thrill. Again, I'm getting a very childlike energy. They wear their heart on their sleeve, but they're also very adventurous. They're very excitable. They're really sorry, my TV literally just turned on out of nowhere. Maybe that's a sign. I'm gonna take it as a sign. Maybe it's just a confirmation. So I am seeing that this person's very adventurous. They're very childlike in their excitement. They're very childlike in the way that they wear their heart on their sleeves. But I'm also seeing that they are very innovative like a child. There's something very creative about them in this childlike way. There's somebody who is always ready to explore, not only in terms of like travel, but also in terms of what could I do next? What's the next project that I could do? That is something that's coming through as well. So that's the first kind of energy that I'm picking up. So let's see. I pulled specific messages. So for these two cards, I wanted to see what would they be like romantically, on dates. What would they be like when courting you? What is this person like in terms of romance? So we've got these two cards. So we've got the Ace of Pentacles first of all, and then we've also got the Ten of Wands in reverse. Okay, let's see. I'm getting a very strong energy that this person is very big on treating people. Again, I'm getting they wear their heart on their sleeve. There's could also be a lot of Leo energy in their chart, because I'm getting a very strong generosity with this person. So I feel like in a lot of ways they'd like to alleviate your worries about finances. So romantically, the way that they could show their love, they could be bringing you gifts, they could be paying for dinner, they could be the kind of person that would take up a check at a restaurant, bill at a restaurant. They could be the type of person who, if you're struggling to pay your rent, they might just like slip you some money or something like that. That's their way, and it's not in a showy way. Like, I'm not getting that they're this like rich person going around shaking their money everywhere. Like, that's not what I'm seeing. I'm seeing that this person is just very generous, and that if they love you and if they care about you, they're going to show it in a monetary way as well as emotional and romantic way. They're going to show it through taking care of you materially as well as emotionally and, spiritually or whatever. But I do see that this person is very, very generous. That is something that's coming through. I think this person romantically especially likes giving gifts. I think the way that they show romance or perform romance is through gift giving. Maybe the gifts that they give are very thoughtful, almost like, like they hang on to your every word to make sure that they can get you like a perfect gift. That's something that I'm seeing as a characteristic for this person as well. Like, they're always very excited to treat you to something, where like if you mentioned that you loved something, they're gonna go out and get it for you, even if it's just a small thing. Again, I'm not getting that the gifts are lavish per se. I'm just seeing more so thoughtfulness that goes into the gifts, thoughtfulness that goes into the material part of your relationship. If you mentioned that you really wanted to try a certain restaurant, they're going to book a table there for your next date. That's the kind of energy that I'm getting with this person. Very thoughtful and very perceptive. This person's really going to pay attention to the little details, and I think that's what's going to blow you away about this person, that they were able to notice so many different little things about you that others before them weren't able to pick up on. And I think that's something very special here. There's something very special about how this person notices you and sees you in the world. Now, let's see what else we've got here. So I asked for the spiritual connection, and this card is to signify kind of how your spiritual connection will play out. From their side. So we've got let me see, Six of Swords in reverse. So the Six of Swords in reverse, let me have a think here. On a spiritual level, to me, I feel like from a past life perspective, I'm getting a very strong energy that maybe you have some unresolved past life connection. Like maybe in a past life, I definitely feel a very strong soulmate energy here, by the way. That is something that's coming through. But I do feel like in a past life, there was some unresolved business. So I feel like you're meant to meet this person in this lifetime to resolve that business. And I think you're meant to go into, I wouldn't be surprised if when you first meet this person, there might be forces that are almost working against you in terms of you staying together. There might be family members that are intervening in the relationship, or friends that are intervening in the relationship. I'm getting a very strong energy of like there's certain things that this person's coming into your life to resolve between the two of you, because I feel like in a past life it may have been very difficult to move through obstacles as a couple. I'm not getting that you specifically had problems with each other as a couple. I'm getting that outside forces were an influence on your relationship that didn't allow this relationship to carry out the way that you wanted it to carry out. So for example, it could have even been things like war, or things like I don't know, maybe that you had to move countries and this person couldn't follow you. There's like outside forces influencing this relationship where you couldn't really do anything about them in a past life, but in this lifetime you're meant to meet this person again so that you can have a life where you're not affected by outside forces. So I think that's something that it's almost like a lesson that you're meant to experience with this person. Very, very strongly that's coming through for some reason. But let's move on. I also have just something to sum this person up, and then we're going to have some tea leaf cards as well just to help us out. So we've also got the Hermit card. So to sum this person up, they are actually a very, very wise person. They are a very, very wise person. They're somebody who is more spiritually inclined than people would even realize. I get this strong energy. There are people that I call like skeptic spiritual people. I feel like I've met a lot of them. It's people that perform spirituality, or not perform spirituality, but they practice spirituality without even realizing they're practicing spirituality. You know, people that journal, people that try to stay in the present moment, people that connect to nature very easily, but they still don't believe in spirituality, which is fine. I would never try and make somebody believe in something that they don't want to believe in. But what I'm talking about here with your person, how it really feels to me, is that this is a really intense energy of somebody who is spiritual but maybe does not identify as such. This person is very, again, with the childlike energy that they have, there's a very strong feeling that this person connects to spiritual energies, connects to the source, connects to nature very easily, but maybe the harshness of the world, or just the world in general, made them believe that spirituality is something silly, or something that is doesn't have any potency, or doesn't have any legitimate reason to exist, or so this person maybe doesn't identify as spiritual, doesn't completely immerse themselves in the spiritual world, but it's inadvertently they're doing things that are spiritual. And to sum this person up, they are very, very, very intelligent. That is something that I'm getting. And I feel almost to the point where people, because of their childlike nature and the way that they wear their heart on their sleeve, because of this energy, people discredit them a lot of the time for their smarts, or like that people don't believe that they're as smart as they are. People don't give the credit to them for the cleverness that they encompass in themselves. But nonetheless, like, just because people perceive them as not maybe as intelligent or smart as they are, it doesn't take away from the intelligence that's within. I think they're exceptionally intelligent, especially because of their childlike wonder. There's a very inventive quality to this person. So let's finish up with tea leaf cards. So we've got crib, birth or conception of a child or enterprise. We've also got star, guaranteed success. And we've got financial pinch, lobster. For some of you, I don't know why this is coming through, but you may start a business with this partner. Like, you may actually work in business together. Like, you might start a family business. Now, with the crib and the inner child energy, I definitely feel like this is also letting me know that this person's very interested in having children. I feel like it's not going to be a person who's not interested in children. I think this is going to be someone who wants to have kids and nurture kids and look after kids. But I do see that this relationship I'm almost seeing like the guaranteed success. It's like this relationship, this marriage is going to be destined for success, so you can get excited about it. With the lobster, I'm almost thinking this might be a little bit cringe, but I'm thinking of like lobster as in, the way I was saying, I was feeling soulmate energy, and for some reason I never get this when I pull this card, but for some reason in this instance I'm getting very strong energy to the connection of the episode of Friends where they talk about, oh, he's my lobster, and it's making me feel cringe saying it, but I feel like this is indicating the soulmate connection between you. And again, I think that's quite nice. I think there's going to be a real innocence about this marriage as well. I feel like there's a very innocent energy of rooting for each other and really caring for each other, so that is really lovely. But very strong soulmate energy right off the bat. This is a really lovely way to start the reading. Very positive marriage and a very positive person. So that's the reading that I got for you, pile number 1. I hope you enjoyed it. If you liked it, do like, subscribe, and comment your feedback. I really like hearing feedback if that's something that you feel like leaving for me. And I'm going to move on. So let's move on to pile number 2. So pile number 2, let's see what is going on. Who is this person that you're going to marry? So first of all, I'm going to start general with these cards, and then we'll go into the more specific energies that I picked. So first of all, we've got the 12th house for this person. We've got air. We've got take the lead. Okay. Well, first of all, the first thing that jumps out at me is that this person could have a lot of 12th house placements in their chart. So this person could actually have a very rich inner world and share it very rarely with other people. This person could have a very intense and rich inner world that maybe very few get to see. And I'm getting that maybe you're going to be getting to see, but maybe outside people won't get to understand the person the way that you are going to understand them. And I'm also kind of feeling like, see the way there's a lot of planets on this air card, and then there's kind of planets here, and we've got the 12th house. They could have a very strong stellium in their 12th house. They could have a lot of planets in their 12th house where a lot of energy is a lot of energy is gathered in that house, and they have a very rich inner world, and they have a lot of turbulent energy in them, maybe mentally, within their mental health, within their mental inner world, their emotional inner world. They could experience a lot but show so little. That's just something that I'm really picking up on with this person. They think a lot. That's definitely something that's coming through. This person is a thinker, maybe even an overthinker. They could have problem, or they maybe have gone through problems with depression when you meet them, or in this instance, I'm getting that they're just somebody who knows what depression feels like. There's somebody who's been in that state, and there's somebody who empathizes with that a lot. So, if that's something that you went through as well, I think they're going to be able to empathize with you a lot and really understand you in a very beautiful way. So another thing that I'm getting is that even though they have this like rich inner world and they hide a lot, they are still a very good conversationalist, despite the maybe not giving too much away, and maybe emotionally not giving too much away, maybe not revealing a lot about themselves. They're still a very good conversationalist. I'm getting a very, very strong energy that they are very easy to have a conversation with. They're somebody who engages people in conversation very well. They lead the conversation. That's another thing that I'm picking up on. Communication is very strong. They could be an air sign, so Gemini, Libra, or Aquarius, or maybe that's one of their big 3, moon, sun, or rising. But I'm getting a very strong energy that, when you meet this person, or even just in general, when you're with them, what you're going to notice about them is how easily they lead conversation, how easily they, not make friends with people, but how easily they're able to engage people in a conversation when they're around various types of people. They're able to hold a conversation seemingly with any type of person. That's the main thing that I'm picking up on here. They're able to start a conversation and hold their own. It's not like they're just waffling as well. It's almost like I'm also hearing like they know a little bit about a lot of topics, kind of like what's the saying? It's jack of all trades, master of none, but it's not in a bad way. It's they love knowing about various different things, and maybe they don't have the interest to go into one topic head first, but they love knowing a little bit about a lot, and so they're able to hold these conversations, and they're able to really charm people with their words. That's something that is really coming through here. And they are in a sense, they are a quiet leader. That's something that I'm picking up on very strongly as well. They are a very quiet leader type of person, somebody who leads people with their words, but they don't shout them. They talk very calmly, and they speak in a very compelling way. That's the word. I feel like this person's very compelling, and the fact that they have this rich inner world is often something that people pick up on intuitively, and it intrigues them. It intrigues people, and kind of like people want to get to know this person better. But it's very hard to get in there. So I feel like it almost feels like an honor to get in there. And it's not to say that like, oh, you should idolize a person and be, you know, that inner world, while it's interesting, there's also a lot of complexities that make their life, you know, it could be a lot of shadow work that they haven't done as well. It could be a lot of unresolved trauma or unresolved issues that they haven't looked at, and maybe that's something that is also hidden away in this 12th house or in their inner world. But definitely a thinker, a very good conversationalist. Let's look at the rest of the cards. So for these cards, I had specific meaning attached to them. For these cards, I wanted to ask, what is the romantic approach that this person has? How are they in romance, on dates, etc.? So let's look at that. So first of all, we've got the Six of Wands. So first of all, what I'm getting is that they're going to be somebody who's very appreciative of you on dates, in love life. They're going to show you that they think you look beautiful. They're going to tell you that you look beautiful. They're going to be somebody who is not shy with compliments when you're together. Again, conversationally very charming. I'm getting a lot of verbally expressing that they like you. You know, if you're wearing a really nice outfit, they're going to really compliment it a lot. They're going to talk about the details of the outfit that they like on you. They're going to talk and appreciate you verbally mostly. I feel like maybe their love language is the words of affirmation. That's something that's coming through for me. So maybe that's something that's going to resonate with some of you. I'm definitely getting words of affirmation as a love language, and a really strong connection to wanting to show appreciation, wanting to, maybe that's something that they need as well in turn, romantically, to know that they're loved, to know that there's an interest there. They need to have somebody compliment them and constantly tell them. Again, if they have issues with depression or anxiety, maybe they need reassurance, which is completely fine. A lot of us do. And they're very ready to give that reassurance back as well. Now, the other thing I have here is the Four of Wands in reverse. Okay, I do get a very chill, low-key vibe from this person. I feel like they can go either way. They're happy to go like lavish dates, but they're also happy to scale it back and hang out. They're very easygoing when it comes to romance. I like, other than maybe needing reassurance and wanting to give reassurance in a relationship, I'm not seeing that there's anything that they need outside of that or that they want outside of that. There's a very strong energy of like, yes, I want reassurance, but as long as I have that verbal reassurance, I'm happy to do whatever romantically. They're not a high maintenance person. I'm not getting that at all. They're very low maintenance. They're very chill, laid back, easygoing person. Maybe sometimes too easygoing, and maybe sometimes you'll almost have to nudge them back into action. But I do get that they're also somebody who likes to do activities on dates. So I feel like even though they're laid back, they'd probably be somebody who would enjoy going, like, you know, rock climbing as a date, or maybe they'd be somebody who would enjoy going and doing like what are they called, like escape rooms as a date. They want to do things, again, because they're a real thinker. I feel like it's very important for them to have their mind and intellect engaged at all times. So they like doing something that involves, you know, problem solving, or a little bit extra mental activity, you know, other than, you know, just going to a restaurant or just going to a bar. They might like things that involve activities. Or if you're staying at home, maybe they like to watch like a documentary and then discuss it. Like, I'm getting very strong energy that this person likes to have their mind engaged at all times. That's something that is coming through. And they like talking, definitely. They like conversation. Even if they don't give away much to strangers, they're definitely going to be somebody who loves to talk and discuss things. And that's how they kind of like stay sane in a lot of ways. So let's look at the rest of your cards. We also have this card that represents the spiritual union that you will have, you and this person will have. So we've got the Wheel of Fortune. This is the Wheel of Fate in this deck, but it's the Wheel of Fortune. This is really beautiful. Again, another pile. I feel very strong soulmate energy. That it was the same with pile 1 in a very different way, but for you, I definitely feel like you've had many lifetimes around this person. And I'm really, with the shell here, you see the way this is all circular and we've got the shell, and I'm thinking of like this ball of fire. There's a lot of circular motion that I'm feeling. It's kind of like you've been on many cycles with this person. I'm just getting like a very strong spinning wheel energy with this reading right now. I'm getting very strong, like we've been through cycles, and not just you've been through cycles, you're gonna go through cycles in this lifetime as well. Keep that in mind. On a spiritual level, I think you will go through tough cycles, and you'll go through really amazing cycles. This is the type of marriage that has potential to last a very long time. That is something that I'm seeing. Pile 2, I feel like this is the type of relationship, the type of marriage that has potential to withstand the test of time, because you will know how to deal with cycles. You will know, it's almost like you will be able to guess when you're going into maybe a not so great cycle, and you'll be able to, again, I think communication with this person is going to be excellent. Now, maybe you're also an excellent communicator, but this person really stands out as a communicator. And I think this level of communication, this beautiful level of communication, is really going to help this relationship in a lot of ways. And you will recognize cycles. So when a really good cycle is coming up, you're going to be really excited for it, and you're going to make the most of it with your partner. And then when the cycle is kind of going down, and you can notice like, okay, maybe we're going into a cycle that's not so great, maybe the relationship needs a bit of work, you'll also recognize it and start prepping for it straight away. And that's something that's very, very beautiful to me. I feel like in past lives, maybe you've already had lifetimes where you grew old together with this partner, or maybe where you went through those similar cycles in your past life with this person. Very interesting. Let's see. We've also got this kind of card to just sum this person up, to sum them up and kind of give us a nice finale. And then we're going to look at the tea leaf cards as well. So to sum this person up, we've got the Page of Cups, which is really cool, because it's like this person is a lot more childlike, and a lot, not even childlike, I would feel a lot more optimistic and innocent and playful than maybe you might even realize at the start. This person has a lot more playful energy, and a lot more, like, this person actually has capacity to be like immature in a playful way, and I'm not getting in a bad way. This is more so like this person can act like a fool a little bit sometimes. They're not as serious as a lot of people might even perceive them at first. And the more you kind of peel, again, it's like the layers, the more you peel away the layers, the more you realize and get this like playful energy of theirs. I think this person could be also summed up as somebody who is very romantic. And again, I think this whole energy of this Page of Cups, this doesn't show straight away. This is not something that you see on your first meeting of this person. This is something you get to know the more you get to know the person. This is the side of them that you are going to discover almost. And I think that's a very beautiful energy. That's a really it's almost like a lot of the time you expect, to see the person's more immature side first, and then maybe discover the more rich and again, this person does have a very rich inner world, but it's almost the opposite here. You're going to get to know this person on a more serious level maybe at first, and slowly realize that they're a lot more playful, and there's a lot more kind of childlike maturity to this person than you realized. But I do see that this person does like to play. This person may be somebody who is a fan. Again, I'm getting that they are very natural around groups of people. I'm not getting that they're somebody who like avoids people or anything like that. So this person may actually surprise you as somebody who loves to go out drinking with their friends, or just hanging out with their friends. They are somebody who is very natural with people and is very caring. There's a very caring energy with this person. So I definitely think that they will show that care to you. So let's have a look at your tea leaf cards. We've also got Box, you will receive a gift. And we've got Tower, solid foundation, success with effort. Success with effort and the solid foundation. Again, this has potential out of all piles, even though I haven't done all these piles yet. This really stands out to me as a pile that you could really stand the test of time with this partner. You could really grow old together. This relationship almost feels like very sturdy. I'm kind of reading this more intuitively, this box looks very, it's locked up, it's very sturdy. Whatever you do with this relationship, there's potential to really have, I'm hearing there's a potential to have a legacy with this person as well. So you might be able to leave like a will to the people that come after you, your kids, your grandchildren, whatever it is. I'm seeing solid foundations. I'm seeing very strong union here. I'm seeing a union that probably took place in past lives, and I think this person is somebody who is going to be interested in something serious. They're not going to be the type of person who's only interested in flirtation. So that's the reading that I got for you, pile number 2. That was a really cool reading. I really enjoyed doing it for you. If you liked it, do like, subscribe, and comment. If you want to leave me feedback, I'd love to hear some feedback. And I'm going to move on. So I'm going to move on to pile number 3. So let's look at your cards. We're going to put these aside. They're a bit more specific, but we've got the general cards here as well. They're going to help us out. So we've got pile 3. What is your person going to be like? The person that you're going to marry? What are their characteristics? What will we pick up on? We've got a lot of cards for pile number 3s. So we've got Neptune. We've got connections, receive, moving on, darkest fears. Something tells me for this pile that this person would have been married, or at least would have been in a very serious relationship at least once before you. So by the time you marry this person, they may have had like a serious divorce. Well, or a divorce, every divorce is serious. A divorce or a serious breakup with a person who they've been with a long time. So there's a very strong energy that this person already went through marriage, or something that at least almost imitated marriage. That was, not all important relationships in our lives are marriages, sometimes it doesn't have to be signed by, on paper in order for it to be an important relationship. So I feel like you're going to be meeting this person either right after their divorce or while they're still kind of trying to process their divorce. That's something that I'm getting. Divorce or breakup. It's a very strong energy of like they're going to be going through it when they meet you. I'm getting that you're probably going to meet this person for some reason I'm getting at a party, but again, we're not talking about how you're going to meet them, because that's, you'll have to go to Lisa's channel, Arcane Stellar, to see how you're going to meet them. But I feel a very strong energy that this person may be going through something when you meet them. But I do feel like this person knows what sacrifice is and what it takes to get ahead. That's another thing that I'm getting with them. There's somebody who has had to make a lot of sacrifices in their lives. And I don't mean just in their love life. I mean in general. They're going to be somebody who had to sacrifice maybe, certain relationships in order to succeed, whether they had to move countries and like leave partners behind in order to go and have success in a job, or maybe they had to sacrifice their own time in order to succeed. Again, for some reason, I'm getting a very strong energy of somebody who works a lot. So they may be somebody who really cares about their job, somebody who really cares about getting ahead in life. For some reason, I'm getting that energy here with them. But another thing that I'm getting is that this person's very open to receiving from the universe. They're not quite, even if they are a workaholic, even if they are somebody who works a lot and puts a lot of effort into work, they are not somebody who always thinks that in order to have good things, they have to go out and get them. They're very open to receiving things as well. They're very open to, it's almost like sometimes in terms of promotions or, raises, they start manifesting it. So for some of you, this person could actually be very, very spiritual. This person could be very spiritual. They could be somebody who really connects to the spiritual side of themselves. I'm seeing that this person knows how to do shadow work as well. That's something that's coming through, whether they are doing it in a spiritual way or maybe they're going to therapy too. Therapy is a very strong energy here as well. I do feel like this person really cares for their mental health, or at least at the time that you meet them, they're going to be somebody who is maybe doing therapy regularly, somebody who really cares about their mental health, somebody who really looks after their mental health. That is something that's coming through as well. I'm getting a lot of 8s here, so this person could be a life path number 8, and again, the 8 is coming through as this person who cares about succeeding, cares about getting ahead in life. It is very important to them. I'm getting 8 and 9, actually. Both 8 and 9 could be significant numbers. So they could be, again, 9 is a very spiritual number. 9 is all about completion as well. So I think this person cares about the material and the spiritual very equally. It's kind of like they have that nice balance. They don't want to, maybe they've sacrificed a lot of things in the past, and maybe in the past they sacrificed mental health for work, or maybe they sacrificed material gain for mental health. But right when you meet them, this person is going to be in a place where they don't want to sacrifice one or the other. They want the balance, and they're going to be very protective of the balance. They're going to be very careful that this balance is not disrupted, not by you, not by their friends or family. They're very protective of their own space, but rightly so. I feel like not enough people are protective of their own space. And it's not that they're closed off. I'm not getting an energy that they're closed off or cold. I'm getting that they're actually a very warm person, but they set very strong boundaries. They know how to set boundaries very, very well. And because I feel like they maybe they have the type of job or a type of lifestyle where they come across a lot of people. That's something that's coming through. I get a very strong sense that they come across a lot of people. They tend to have a lot of people passing through them energetically. So maybe, the type of job that they do, they could even be a person who's a tarot reader or medium. Again, you're interacting with a lot of energies. You're dealing with a lot of people's energies. So maybe they are very careful about protecting their space. Even if they're not a spiritual medium or a tarot reader or, a Reiki master, they're somebody, even if they work in a place like customer service, they're very careful about protecting their spiritual space. They're very careful about protecting their emotional and mental health as well. So that's really beautiful. So they're very mature, but again, I'm getting that this person, you're likely to meet them at a time when maybe they're just after sacrificing a relationship in their life, or they're just coming out of a breakup or a divorce. That is something that I'm getting here. Could be later on in life that this happens, but again, I feel like this person's very mature, and so it's going to be a nice relationship or marriage, because this person's going to have like a maturity around relationships, and not only will they set their own boundaries, they'll also be very protective of your boundaries and understanding of your boundaries. So let's see what else we've got here. I asked these cards specifically, what are they going to be like romantically? What are they going to be like on dates? What are they going to be like in kind of like the romantic sense? How do they show romance or perform romance? So we've got the 8 of Cups. Again, 8 of Cups is twice here. They're very good at leaving things behind emotionally. They don't dwell on conflicts. So for example, if you have a fight with this person, they're not going to dwell on it if it's resolved. If you resolve a fight, again, I'm getting an extremely mature energy with this person. If it's not somebody that you're going to be meeting in, later on in life, I would be willing to bet that they're going to be either, they might be older than you. That could be something that's coming through, or they could just be somebody who's had a lot of life experience and a lot of lessons hit them like a ton of bricks early on in life. So they were kind of like forced to mature very quickly and do a lot of shadow work very early on in life. So I do think that this person's not going to be somebody who dwells on conflicts. They're not going to, that kind of energy of like bringing up something that happened 2 years ago, even though you're having a conflict about something else. They're not like that. When you have a conflict with this person, they only resolve they want to resolve the conflict at hand, in the moment. They don't want to go into what happened 2 years ago or 3 or 5 years ago. But Eight of Cups, I'm also getting very strong energy that romantically they're quite laid back. Like, I feel like romantically they may even like to do things like double dates and stuff like that. That's coming through for me for some reason. They might like double dates. They might like hanging out with mutual friends or each other's friends as a couple. They might be very laid back in the sense when the two of you are together, maybe you might not even seem like a couple because they're very aware that maybe if you're two all over each other, it might feel weird for the people around you. What else do we have here? We've got the Temperance card in reverse here as well. I do feel a very strong energy that this person maybe the idea of dates and maybe the idea of dates or kind of like romantic nights is not something that they really vibe with. Maybe you're the same. They would much rather do something that maybe hang out with your family or your friends, or hang out with their family and their friends, like together as a couple. But I'm getting a strong sense that this person is not really all about like the whining and dining experience of dates. This person wouldn't really be about lavish gifts or anything like that. I'm getting a more this energy of like, oh, let's connect with other people. And again, I'm getting this person likes to have a lot of people around them. Maybe they might even have a really big family. That's something that's coming through here. They might have a really big family, whether it's their biological family or whether it's a soul family. I'm seeing that when you meet this person, you'll notice that they have a very strong circle of people around them. And the way that they've built this circle of people is by establishing very strong boundaries and setting very strict boundaries with people in their life, which is really, really cool. But again, romantically, I think they're a little bit more laid back. They're definitely going to be somebody who's interested to get to know you on a more spiritual level. That's something that I'm getting. They're also willing to be patient with you on a romantic level. So maybe you are somebody who is a little bit insecure about romance, or maybe you don't vibe with romance in a traditional sense. Like, you're not a dinner and, drinks kind of person. You're not you're not like endless romance kind of person. You're more so into, let's have a conversation, let's chill back, let's chill and sit back and just see where the night takes us. If we end up with our friends, if we end up with our family, if we just hang out together, it's kind of like easygoing like that. But there's something about this person really putting you at ease as well, and you putting this person at ease. Again, very easygoing energy. I'm not getting tumultuous like fighting or tumultuous passions or anything like that. It's all very easygoing. It's all very, I feel, again, what I'm getting here is that before you meet this person, but maybe both you and this person you're gonna have enough drama in your past that you're just not interested in it anymore once you get to this person. It's kind of like we've had the dramatic relationships. We've had the relationships filled with drama and all the theatrics. We're just happy to sit back and relax and enjoy each other's company and presence. Again, it's kind of like we're happy to receive each other's energy. That's all we want to do. Okay, let's get into the rest of the cards. We've also got this card to represent your spiritual union. Then we also have some cards to represent the person to sum them up. So let's look at the spiritual union. So we've got the Chariot card. So the Chariot card really makes me think of a lot of ambition for this relationship. So you and this person could have a lot of ambitions for your relationship, and maybe even though you are very laid back on a physical plane, spiritually you might want to advance. Again, this person is striking me as very, very spiritual. This person's striking me as very connected to spirit, as very connected to source. So this person might have a lot of plans spiritually for this connection. They might want to connect to you on a spiritual level. They might want to engage in spiritual activities with you. They might be somebody, they might want to meditate together. They might want to connect to nature together. That there's a very strong energy of like, let's be spiritual together. They might be somebody who comes into your life and wants to know your birth chart information straight away. You know, there's a very spiritual energy around this person. There's very spiritual energy around this union. So as for your spiritual connection, I think this person's going to be determined to get to know you on a spiritual level. They're not going to care about what you wear. They're not going to care about, you know, what kind of house do you have, you know, like, and some people, you know, some people can get insecure of like, oh, my partner dresses like this and I don't like it or whatever. And again, that's a whole other control issue. Like, I'm getting that this person couldn't care. You know, you could come out wearing a bin bag and they don't care. They only care about the spiritual side of things. They only care about what you have to show. They might be somebody who might even help you with your own shadow work. Maybe you help this person with their shadow work. But I'm seeing integrating shadow and light as something that's coming through with this person consistently for me. So I do feel like it's something that they really care about. They really care about the light and the shadow. It's something that they really want to connect to. And they want to find another person who connects to that idea of integrating shadow and light. They kind of see life as a gray area a lot of the time. I don't think they see things as very black and white. They tend to have a very gray understanding of life. Like, everything has a gray area. Not everything is so simple. They're a very complex person. That's definitely coming through. Okay, so let's see, how can we summarize this person? These are the cards that I pulled to summarize this person, basically to conclude the reading. So we've got the 2 of Pentacles in reverse and the 4 of Wands. Again, the 4 of Wands in reverse for me is always this laid back energy. It's positive to me. Usually this card, I always see it as positive, whether it's upright or it's upside down. To me, this energy represents somebody who, again, I'm getting with the 2 of Pentacles, even though it's in reverse, I'm getting a completely different message here. We've got the 2 of Pentacles here in the Temperance card. And the Temperance card, she pours water from one cup to another. Again, I'm getting the strong energy of integrating light and shadow until there's no distinction between the two. They are very interested in the concept of light and dark, yin and yang. They're very interested in the idea of things integrating and not everything being so black and white. They have a very strong understanding that life is not so simple. But at the same time, I think they're interested in understanding light separately and dark separately, and then how you can mix the two together, how you can integrate them. So very interesting person. They could be a shadow worker. They could be a therapist. They could be somebody who's into psychology just in general. But they're definitely very immersed in this idea of, you know, not everything is good or bad. Not everything is good or evil. Everything has a gray area. That's kind of like how you'd sum this person up. And then we've also got these tea leaf cards to represent them as well. We've got January. So this person could be born in January. This person could be a Capricorn, or they could be an Aquarius. And we've also got secret admirer. So this person might actually admire you for a while before they actually come forward with their feelings. I feel like this person may actually have secret feelings for you before, like, you might meet them and not even know that this person has feelings for you. And they might keep them secret for quite a while. Again, I get the strong sense that this person knows how to keep a secret. That's something that I'm getting here. I'm getting strong with the Neptune. I'm getting strong Pisces vibes. And Pisces, you know, traditionally, if we're just looking at the sign of Pisces are rooted in mystery. So this person is, I'm definitely getting more of a mysterious vibe to this person. They can be a little bit elusive. Maybe they're not super direct. They're not super straightforward. But when it comes to spirituality, it's almost like they are. When spirituality is in question, they're like, let's talk spirituality. But with other things, they might kind of like change their mind about things. But I'm not getting in a dramatic way. They're very open to their mind being changed. So for example, if you have opposing opinions, they're very open with they'd be very open for you to change their mind. If you're able to change their mind, if you're able to come with information that will change their mind, they'll say, yeah, okay, I'm changing my opinion. They're not a type of person that's rooted in their opinion and kind of like identifies with their opinion. Their opinion is just what they have at the time of like the information that they have. So they're a very interesting person. This is the reading that I got for you, pile 3. I hope you enjoyed it. If you liked it, do like and subscribe. And if you want to leave a comment with some feedback, I'd love to hear it as well. But I'm going to move on to pile number 4. So pile number 4, let's see what is going on. What's this person going to be like that you're going to marry? Let's have a look at these general cards first, and then we'll go more into specifics. But let's look at your person. So first of all, we've got Black Moon, Lilith, Mystery. The universe, very mysterious vibe with this person right off the bat. We've got sadness and isolation, and we've got detach, which is Justice card, I believe. Well, I'm getting very mysterious vibes with this person. They could be a Scorpio, but I'm getting with the Black Moon Lilith is that they are somebody who, again, very similarly to pile 3, they are rooted in shadow work. They know how to do shadow work. They're very connected to their inner world. They're very connected to the hurt side of themselves. And again, a lot of the time, the shadow side of ourselves is the hurt side of ourselves. This person knows hurt. This person will definitely know grief before you meet them. So maybe they would have lost a very important family member or a very important friend before you meet them. Something about them, they're defined by grief in a big way. And that's not to say that they're always depressed or they're going through grief consistently. This person knows grief. They've been through grief. Now, we've also got 12 and 12 here twice, which is interesting. We've got number 3. So this person could be a life path 3. You could be a life path 3. And with the universe, I am getting a strong energy that this person, deep down, they are a creator. They are somebody, maybe they could even be an artist. They could be somebody who creates art, who creates music, and maybe they process their grief. They process a lot of their more shadowy feelings, their negative emotions through music or art that they create. That's another thing that I'm getting. This person definitely has been through grief. That's basically the main defining thing about this person that's coming through right now. But I'm also getting a very artistic energy. I'm getting a very creative energy. Somebody who I'm also getting, they know how to rebuild themselves. I'm getting a strong energy of somebody who's had a lot of tower moments in their life. So they are very aware of how to rebuild themselves, how to get back on top. I'm getting, in a way as well, don't be offended by this. This is not to discourage you about this person in any way. They are their own soulmate in a way, and they're just looking for another person who believes themselves to be their own soulmate, and just kind of, they want to be their own soulmate first before they're anyone else's soulmate. That came through very strongly. This person is more interested in a person, like, for example, they'd rather a partner who is just as about self-improvement as they are, and just as about loving themselves as they are, rather than a person who actively needs to be loved by another person. And they'd rather share the love. It's kind of like, I want to meet another person who is all about loving themselves, and I want to share that love with that person. I want to share that energy with that person, and share the joy of how much we love ourselves with each other. That's a very specific message, but that's coming through here. I do think that this person, when you meet them, they're going to show an air of confidence as well. I think this person's very connected to their sexuality. That's something that's coming through. They're very strongly connected to their own body, to their own spiritual sexuality. They're not embarrassed of their sexuality, as some people are, or they don't try to hide it. And again, modesty or overt sexuality, there's no good or bad. It's just the way that this person is. I do feel like this person is again, for some reason I just keep hearing I'm my own soulmate. So maybe you have that opinion of yourself. You have this very strong thing in your spiritual being that you're like, I'm my own soulmate. And I feel like this person feels largely the same about themselves, and it's not in an egotistical way. It's like, I think they are a very caring person. I feel like they actually are very sensitive. But first of all, they want to make sure that they're happy themselves, because they are very aware that they will never make another person happy if they're not happy in themselves. And I'm getting a confirmation of that. I got a cold breeze on my cheek. So I usually, when I get a cold breeze on my cheek, I always feel like that's a confirmation. So, okay, this is really cool. Let's move on into your other tarot cards. So these tarot cards I pulled specifically to see what would this person be like romantically, on dates, how do they perform romance, what are their love languages, etc. So let's have a look. So first of all, we've got the Two of Wands. So the Two of Wands, I do get a strong sense that in this energy, I'm getting a very strong feel. You see the way that he's kind of like putting a flower on his jacket, and he's like kind of like straightening him up. Maybe that's a way that this person's going to show love. If they see you getting ready to go out, they'll like fix your jacket, and they'll fix your hair or something like that. They would kind of straighten up your tie, or whoever, if you wear ties, depending on what it is, they'll kind of, there's a kind of care that they have for you, that they'll perform these straightening out rituals on you, almost kind of like, oh, let me get your hair out of your face and let me straighten up your jacket for you. It's kind of like I'm getting mini shows of emotion, mini kind of like micro these micro care acts of care, micro acts of care. That's probably the best way that I can describe. Maybe it's the type of thing where like you're having dinner and maybe you didn't get yourself a drink, they'll get up and get you a drink. Maybe it's that thing where they notice that maybe you have like an air freshener that went out in your room, or an incense or something like that, and they go and buy it for you, and they go, oh, I noticed that went out. So isn't that love language? It's acts of care. I think acts of service is the love language. So maybe that's their love language, is acts of service. It's little acts of service. Maybe they notice that your a countertop is cracked or something like that, or something is broken, like a little drawer is broken, and they'll fix it for you, and they'll go, hey, I just saw that was, or maybe your favorite shirt ripped, they're gonna sew it up for you. That's the way that they show romantic love. That's their love language that's coming through here. And we've also got the Chariot card in reverse. I'm also seeing with dates in general, I see that they're going to be somebody who's maybe indecisive when it comes to dates. That's something that's coming through. So it's nothing serious. I'm getting more so, maybe they can never decide where they want to eat. Maybe they can never decide what you should, you might ask them like, what do you want to do for our date, tomorrow night? And they'll go, oh, I don't know, you decide. I don't mind. And I think in reality, it's because they really don't mind. It's because they really don't mind what they do, as long as they do it with you. But I think it might be something that kind of follows your relationship and your marriage, where they're always kind of like, oh, I don't know, you just decide, you take care of that. So you might actually end up being the one to organize a lot of the dates. But when they do plan the dates, I feel like it's almost like this person's really good at planning dates, but they are always very insecure about like what you're gonna think about what they planned for you. This person's kind of like, they're here and there as well. They're kind of elusive, very similar to pile 3. Well, they're actually not very similar to pile 3, but the elusiveness is similar. Like they're and it's not to say that they're not loyal or anything like that. That's not what I'm talking about. But in a relationship, they might have like a change of heart in terms of like where they want to live. They might have a change of heart what they want to do a lot of the time. They're not they're committed to you, but they're not committed to, for example, if you said to them, oh, let's move countries, tomorrow, they'll kind of go, yeah, okay, let's pack our bags and go. So there's definitely again quite an easygoing nature to this person, although I do feel comparing to a lot of the piles that we've already had, this person does have a temper. That's something that I do pick up on. I feel like this person is a little bit more temperamental than the other piles that I've had. I feel like this person they have this hidden like nugget of anger that can come out sometimes, especially when hurt on a very personal level. This person, if their personal triggers, again, things that maybe they've done shadow work on, they're fine, but there's certain things that maybe they haven't done shadow work on. There are specific triggers that could really get them into their mood and get them into quite a fiery energy. Again, Lilith talks about anger a lot of the time, so I do feel like this person, I don't think they're easily angered, but when they're angered, I think, it's kind of like a hurricane. That's kind of, they're a force. Like, I'm really getting they're a very strong force of energy. And again, if they are somebody who has like a spiritual practice, if they do any sort of witchcraft, they definitely use that life force behind them to generate energy. So they're a powerful person, a lot of power in this pile. So let's see what else we've got here. So this one card is meant to represent the spiritual energy between you and this person. So we've got the 9 of Pentacles. Again, very strong energy of independence. They want you and them to be individuals before you are a couple. That is a huge energy that I'm getting with this person. They want you to have you figured out before you come and create a union with them, and they want to have the same for themselves. And I'm even getting a strong energy, even when you're married to this person, they might decide like, okay, I need like a weekend away where I'm going away by myself and I'm figuring out something for myself. But they're also going to be very open for you to be figuring out your own whatever you need to figure out, they're going to give you space to do it as well. They value individuality so much. Individuality is so important. And again, with the detachment energy here, it's like they find it quite easy to detach from people. They find it quite easy to go, okay, you're your own person and I'm my own person, and I respect that. So I think this person really, really values that both of you on a spiritual level can distance and not distance yourselves in a way that it's like, oh, we're distant with each other, but that you're able to see yourself as an individual outside of the relationship, outside of marriage. They really will want you to keep like the hobbies that you have. They'll want you to keep, meeting up with your friends. They're going to give you that freedom. And it's not to say that that's something for them to give to you, but as we all know, there are relationships where people are a bit more possessive, where people don't want to give that kind of freedom to their partner. This person is not like that. They are, and I think the reason that they give that kind of freedom is because they also expect it back. They expect to be independent, even in the marriage, even in the relationship. They expect to be able to be their own person. They're going to do everything not to integrate into the one union too seamlessly. They'll do anything to stick as a person in their own right. For example, if they could be a person who maybe doesn't want to change their name. If you're going to marry them, like they don't want to change their name to your name. If that's the tradition, they'll be like, no, I'm keeping my last name. I'm not changing it. Or for example, if like your family expects them to be at your family dinner, but they have something with their family, they're not going to compromise. Of course, sometimes they'll compromise to see your family and stuff like that. But largely what I'm getting here is that they're going to be very careful of protecting of who they were before they met you and who they're going to become outside of you as well. And I think they want the same for you as well. And then we've also got a card to summarize this person, just to see what are they kind of like to sum up this reading. So there's the 3 of Wands in reverse. Let me think. I'm getting, for some reason as well, this person could be a little bit of a late bloomer. That's something that's coming through for me. So maybe in terms of their own personal success, again, maybe if they're an artist or they're a musician, they might be somebody who doesn't see a lot of success early on in their career, but the later they go into their career, they see more and more success. If they are somebody maybe even like with their looks, for some reason I'm getting the older they get, the better, the more the more beautiful they'll get. It's kind of like they age very, there's a very distinguished way in which they age. But it's not even just about looks. There's almost like a quality to them that they develop. Again, it's like the more they develop that individuality, the more they step into who they are as a person, the more beautiful and the more enigmatic they are. There's a very enigmatic energy about this person anyway, but I think they're more compelling the older they get. And there's a real beautiful quality to them the older they get. They're a late bloomer, so maybe Saturn is something that rules this person's chart, or maybe they have it in their first house, or they could have some difficult Saturn placements, but I do see that this person is not meant to be like an early bloomer. They're meant to be a late bloomer who but they're meant to have really good results when they're older. They're meant to have really good results with their career. They're meant to have really good results with their any type of job that they do, any type of art or hobbies that they do. Most of their success will come later on in their career, and maybe that's not something that they'd want to hear, but I'm seeing that the success is going to be really significant and really important. So let's have a look at the tea leaf cards, and then we're going to close up the reading. We've got both money or property through inheritance, winning, or windfall. And we've also got courage, a journey, either physical or mental. Again, I do see a very strong energy of like a journey on a mental plane. This person wants to have their own journey, and they want you to have your own journey too. And they also want a journey for the relationship. So it's kind of like they want to have 3 separate journeys going at all times. They don't just want it to be, oh, this is our relationship and that's the journey of our relationship. But another thing that I'm picking up on here is I think this person will want to travel a lot, or they will be very traveled, well traveled when you meet them, or they're going to be interested in traveling with you a lot as well. I do see that this person wants to see the world. They don't want to kind of like settle down and be defined by a couple or by a marriage. They want to be defined by themselves, and not to say that it's, that every marriage is like defined by their marriage, but I think this person has seen maybe their parents, they've seen them, their parents become defined by their marriage, or maybe they've seen other people who just like become this union and there's no individual. I think this person really values individuality, and that's just something that they want to retain as much as possible, and they want you to do the same. So that's the reading that I got for you, pile number 4. If you enjoyed it, if you liked it, do like and subscribe. I'm going to move on, but if you want to leave some feedback as well, do leave it in the comments. I love hearing feedback, but I'm going to move on. I'm going to move on to pile number 5. So pile number 5, let's see. What is your person going to be like? What's the characteristics of the person that you're going to marry? Let's get into it. We've got fire element, desire. We've got autumn. We've got blossom, which is the judgment card, I'm pretty sure. And then we've got clarity of belief, ace of swords. Okay, let me think. So they're definitely very fiery and very passionate. So they could be, let's see, if they're a fire sign and they could be born in autumn. Is that Sagittarius? Because is it technically kind of autumn? But also it depends on where you are, which hemisphere you're at. So they could be born in autumn, wherever you are. But there's also a fiery energy to them. So they could be a fire sign as well. So we've got Aries, Leo, or Sagittarius. But something that I'm really getting, there's a lot of harvest energy here. So this person is definitely somebody who enjoys they enjoy reaping what they have sown. They enjoy the results of their hard work. They're definitely a very hard worker. That's the first thing that's standing out to me. They're somebody who works very, very hard. They have a lot of passion for succeeding, but I think it's not so much success in this kind of like, I want to climb the ladder of success. I think there's something quite material about the way that they view success. They like having nice things. I think they like having, for example, they're going to be somebody who's going to want to own a house. They're going to be somebody who's going to like having, nice cars, nice clothes. So they are very much about enjoying the material plane. Maybe you are the same. I think that this person is somebody who enjoys experiencing things through their senses. So like, they really enjoy things that taste nice. They enjoy things that smell nice. They enjoy things that feel nice. So comfort is something that's coming through here with this person. This person's very interested in comfort. They are very, they're all about coziness and that cozy feeling. And they're very clear on what they want. Now, I'm so sorry, I had a package arrive, so I had to stop the video, but let's get back into the reading. So, as I was saying, this person really likes the physical. They like the physical plane. And they like experiencing things on a material level, which is like no shame in that. I think a lot of us do, but I think this person is specifically rooted in that earthy energy. They might even be an earth sign, even though we have this fire energy here, but even earth signs can be fiery depending on their birth chart as well. So that is something that's coming through. I do see that this person is very honest. Again, I see that this person is a no-nonsense kind of person. This person is not interested in being mysterious. They're not interested in hiding parts of themselves or anything like that. This is a very straightforward, no-nonsense person. This person is very interested in facts rather than fiction. Maybe they have a definition for facts for themselves. Like, they have a certain way that they view facts, or what facts should be. This person has an interest in this. They see the world in a more factual, straightforward way rather than maybe conceptual way. And the whole idea of like, I believe in things that I can see, feel, or touch, or hear, or smell. That's the energy that I'm getting with this person. Okay, let's get into the tarot cards and see what else can they tell us. So we've got these two tarot cards. I asked these tarot cards to let me know what the energy is with this person when it comes to romance, when it comes to dating, when it comes to how they show their love and romantically. So first of all, we've got the 7 of Wands in reverse, and we've also got the Knight of Wands. Again, very fiery energy. So even though they are quite into the physical, again, I'm getting that this person's very sensual. I think they are very into physical touch. Maybe physical touch is a love language that they're gonna that's gonna be predominant for them. They're gonna be very interested in, always touching you, always hugging. You can even see in this picture, the two of them are hugging. She's getting off the train. So I do feel like this person's quite physical. They're very interested in the physical energy. They're gonna show a love possibly through intimacy, through holding your hand, cuddling. That kind of energy is coming through for this person. I think also for your dates, I think they're going to be interested in things that require maybe even, they could even be a little bit sporty. That's something that I'm getting as well. And so they might be interested in like physical activities for your dates. They might be somebody who's interested in like hiking or going rock climbing together, or even going for a run together, and they'd almost see that as a date. They could be someone who's interested in various sports activities, or at least like outdoor activities I'm getting as well. So they might be interested in going out and doing something very outdoorsy with you for your dates. Maybe both of you are very kind of like athletic, or at least sporty, or inclined towards athletics, and that's something that you're going to bond over. But I do see that this person is going to be someone who loves nature and loves connecting to earth and loves connecting to anything that earth has to give, whether it's food, whether it's smells, whether it's just the atmosphere of like going and walking or running in the woods or the park. They're going to love it, and that's something that they're going to want to connect to. And I think that's something that you're going to enjoy connecting to with them as well. So strong fire energy though here for sure. So they could be a fire sign, Aries, Leo, or Sagittarius. But let's have a look and see what is the spiritual energy between the two of you, and what's the spiritual quality that this person's bringing into your life as well. So we've got the Lovers card in reverse here. To me, there's a very strong energy of, like, again, a karmic connection. So maybe you and this person will have to resolve some things before your marriage takes place, or maybe within your marriage as well. I'm getting, again, there's a lot of physical attraction here. I feel like this person is not so much focused on spirituality as they are on the physical. As I already said, they have a very strong earthy presence. They're very grounded. They like staying in the moment. They like staying in their body. They don't overthink. I think, again, with the Ace of Swords here, this really makes me think of a very clear way of thinking. They don't boggle their mind with unnecessary details. They always want to stick to their own plan, or like not even their own plan, but like the facts that they know. It's kind of like they're not gonna spend time overthinking on a situation when they only have like a certain amount of facts, and when they put those facts together, they're just rather go, okay, well, that's the facts that I know, so what's the point of wondering what it might be when I know what it is. So for example, if they are going for a job and they did an interview and they feel like they did a good interview, and they were told that they were going to be called in a week about the interview, they're not going to sit there and go, oh my god, what if they thought that I did a bad interview? They're going to turn around to themselves and go, well, I did a good interview. I feel like I did a good interview. I feel like I don't need to worry about it. I'll worry about it in a week when I get the call. They try not to overthink or overburden themselves with thinking. They're a very physical person, as I said, so they might be more so into exercise, getting busy physically rather than getting busy in their head. That's something, and I think that's something maybe that they're going to bring into your life. So they're going to teach you to be less in your head. Maybe you're the type of person that tends to stick in your head, that tends to overthink. I think that's maybe like a spiritual gift that they're almost bringing you. This idea of like, you don't always have to be in your head. Engage in more physical activity, engage in more sensory activity, and then you don't have to spend your whole life overthinking every single detail. So let's move on. We're going to use this card. This last card is going to kind of sum up this person for us and let us know how to finish up this reading, basically. How can they be summed up? So we've got the King of Cups in reverse. Again, I'm getting no nonsense. King of Cups, a lot of the time, they don't use their emotions to make decisions. They use their rationale, they use their facts. King of Cups in reverse makes me think that this person could be somebody who doesn't tend to get overly emotional, they're not overly sentimental for sure. That like they even see sentimentality as something that is like, at the same time, I am seeing that they're very passionate, and especially I do see like the physical attraction is going to be very strong between the two of you, but this person's more interested in facts, material side of things. They're not interested in emotion as much, to the point where they maybe sometimes even bottle up their emotions. Maybe the gift that you're bringing to this person is that you're going to show them how to be more emotional and how to be more in touch with their emotional side, but overall I'm getting a very strong energy that this person, again, very no nonsense, very factual, very physical. So let's see what else we've got here with the tea leaf cards. We've got Wall, Misunderstanding. Again, I don't always read them. Again, the Wall makes me think maybe they have a lot of emotional walls. That's something that is coming through. And we've got Needle and Thread, and Sincere Wish Will Be Granted. I'm getting a very strong sense that this person might have a lot of emotional walls. So maybe there's certain things about their emotions that they don't want to address. Maybe there's certain things that they do feel emotional about and they do feel worked up about, but they would rather just kind of like ignore it. And again, that's not the healthiest of ways, because it's almost like maybe they always try to put logic to their emotions rather than just feeling their emotions through. And that's something that keeps them from succeeding or keeps them from maintaining a good mental health. But I'm also getting that this person is going to feel like their wish has been granted when they meet you. That's something that I'm getting. They're going to feel like they had their manifestations come true, or if they're not into manifestation, which I doubt they are, because they are very very factual. It may be just that they feel like the wishes that they had for marriage, the wishes that they had for the type of person that they wanted to marry have come true. I'm also getting a very strong energy that they're going to be very focused on you. So I don't think that this person is going to be beating around the bush when it comes to like asking you out or asking you to marry them. This person is going to be very honest, like, yes, I want to marry you. Yes, I want to be with you. Again, I feel like this person's very straightforward. They don't like to beat around the bush. They don't like to kind of play mind games or anything like that. They want to be very clear with you on what they want from the relationship and what they want from you and what you can expect from them, which is really cool. I think, it's a good quality. It's not a bad quality to be straightforward. So that's the reading that I got for pile number 5. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did like it, do like and subscribe, and leave me some comments leave me some comments below with your feedback. I really do love looking at your feedback and kind of connecting it with the reading. So if you did like it, I would really appreciate it. If you want to book a personal reading with me, you can do so you can follow a link in the description box. And thank you so much for coming to this reading. I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.